In the 2020 fall semester, Brittany Cummings from the Arkansas Blood Institute reached out to our EAST program to help host a couple additional drives due to a shortage caused by the pandemic. The blood drives are completely student-led and are extensively advertised by EAST students. Using Adobe Suite, we created commercials, posters, and flyers with information about how donors should prepare for blood donation. Tinley Shaw and her partner Taylor Gartman were responsible for organizing and managing the blood drive, as well as communicating with the Blood Institute. The first blood drive collected 38 donations, potentially impacting 109 lives. The second blood drive, which was hosted to accept community donations, had a total of 21 donations that could impact up to 60 lives. Last year, students worked with Kathy Farley, a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution, to locate burial sites of Revolutionary War soldiers who were buried in Arkansas. The DAR Initiative project inspired a student to create a map of Faulkner County veterans, making it possible for friends, family, or fellow service members to visit or pay respects to these fallen heroes. The student researched the National Archives records to find veterans' names and military information. The data was then entered into Find a Grave to locate the burial locations for the map. In Google Sites, the student created the Faulkner County Veterans of War website that contains profile cards of the veterans who served in battle from World War I through present-day conflicts. The profiles have their name, details of their military career, and a photo of them or their burial marker. The burial or memorial locations within the U.S. and the international cemeteries are plotted on Google Maps. The goal is to have the finished website on the UCA archives page. Due to the pandemic, the school district struggled to maintain and update the ever-changing bus routes and provide essential information to parents, students, and district staff in a timely manner. Randall Reed, the transportation director for our school district, asked the EAST program to find a solution to this problem. To address these issues, a group of students created routes in Google Maps for each bus that could be quickly edited as needed. These individual routes were uploaded onto a single web page for quick and easy access. Each route is an interactive map that can be edited easily by the transportation director. Each marker displays the estimated pickup and drop-off times. The Greenbrier Powered podcast is produced in collaboration with counseling departments across the district to address the social and emotional needs of our students, faculty, and community. In each episode, 2 school counselors are interviewed about social-emotional learning topics such as having accountability, showing empathy, and practicing self-reflection. Episodes are around 10 minutes long and take 2 to 3 days to produce. First, Luke Allison conducts and records the interviews through Zoom and edits the interview audio in Adobe Premiere Pro. The audio is then exported to Adobe After Effects, where Raffaello Meccano creates an accompanying visualizer and attaches it to the audio. The podcast is then released weekly to the community through YouTube. Currently, 5 episodes have been released.
Through the podcast, I have grown in a couple different ways. I learned how to edit better. My partner, he has learned about Adobe After Effects. I've gotten much more comfortable with conducting interviews and being on camera and being recorded. I've learned about structuring interviews and how to make it flow really well and how to make it really efficient so I don't take up too much time of the people I'm interviewing. And I think I've gotten pretty good at doing that.
Greenbrier High School's EAST program has hosted a Veterans Day ceremony and luncheon for the past 17 years honoring veterans in the community. We did not want to cancel this highly anticipated event, but COVID-19 prevented the ceremony from proceeding as usual. A committee of students decided to host the event virtually. The veteran coordinators divided students into teams and assigned roles. First, we contacted our guest speaker, Jeremy Miller, to pre-record his interview. EAST students then contacted UCA's ROTC and invited their color guard to the school after hours to film the presentation of the colors. The final video was sent to Sergeant Jonathan Atwood so he could use the video if other schools wanted to do a virtual ceremony. Students created posters and flyers in Adobe Photoshop to advertise the event. Letters were sent notifying former veteran attendees of the changes. A link was provided so they could enter in their name, rank, branch, and submit a photo for a veteran roll call. The video was edited with Adobe Premiere and was sent out to the community using various social media platforms. In place of the usual luncheon, students mapped out veterans' addresses and delivered yard signs outside of school.
My building is an 1896 era 2-story masonry building that originally served as the Faulkner County Jail. Today, we have museum exhibits on the ground floor and on the second floor. But unfortunately, the second floor is not handicap accessible. Back when the building was built, they just built a little narrow staircase and they housed the prisoners upstairs. Nobody had any clue that it would ever be important for people who are mobility impaired to be able to climb up these stairs. So we had that problem, and we needed to conform and accommodate the Americans with Disabilities Act requirements as to the best of our abilities. We have an extremely limited budget, and we have this historic structure that does not allow much wiggle room for modifications. Think elevator, think thousands and thousands of dollars, think we don't have that. So I approached Ms. Kim Nelson Austin at Greenbrier. She heads the East program, and we discussed it, and she was pretty confident that her students could come up with a solution that would, using the technologies that they have available in the classroom, that would address our need and come up with a really good product that would help our students learn and also help us to reach out to more, provide accessibility to more of our patrons. And so the idea of filming the railroad layout was born. We had students come down from school with cameras, little teeny tiny ones, and we put them on the railroad cars in the layout, and they filmed the entire length of the route. And this layout is pretty large. It's about 125 linear feet, but it snakes around inside a building, inside the second floor of the building. So there's quite a bit of scenery. They did that part. We created dialogue for a couple of the more interesting stops along the way, and I narrated it. And then we also found historic photographs to supplement some of the places along the route, and we included those. And overall, we came up with I didn't really do that. They put it all together in a very nice package. And it was to be used downstairs at a station where people who couldn't climb the stairs could sit and watch it. Unfortunately, we had COVID and the museum closed for 6 months. So we took that video, we took that material, and we uploaded it to our social media, to Facebook, and we included it in our 2020 holiday open house, virtual open house that we had. We weren't able to have an in-person open house this year. So, or last year. So we included that material as part of our open house. And there were over 900 people who visited our open house virtually. And I'm sure most, if not all of them, had a look at that wonderful train video. So I'm very excited about it.